Apple showed off liquid glass. It really got me thinking about Windows Vista because I have a really fond spot in my heart for this operating system. It was one of the first times I was actually able to really customize my own PC and to live with it. And I always remember thinking, Windows Vista isn't that bad, right? Right? I naively, weeks ago, had the idea that doing a happy, fun look back at Windows Vista would be such a good idea. And I regret everything that has happened since. Why? So the other night I was on eBay and I bought a thing. And that thing is a reminder of good times past. Everyone has fond memories of Windows Vista, right?
No. What?
What was bad about Vista?
Slow, clunky, bloated.
That's just your opinion. I found a brand new, still in box Windows Vista laptop from 2008 on eBay and I bought it.
Ah, that's why.
Is this 17-year-old laptop that has never been fired up once still functioning right now? We're about to find out. Inside we have...
Oh, it's a gateway.
Would it make anyone feel better that I was 100% sober when I purchased this? Is that...
No, because the box looks so nice, that means it's expensive.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Oh my God, look how big this thing is. Dude, it is actually, without the battery, it is still so heavy. Oh my God. All right, here we go. Oh, look at that glossy black plastic. Boy, oh boy, I love some glossy black plastic. It is very, very nice though. And even down to the fact that there's still plastic over like the hinges. Oh my God, it actually has 2 hard drives. Wait, no, not actually, right? Wait, no, that's, okay, no. So they have 1 hard drive and they have like this little blank. Wow. All right, let's see what's inside. Oh, right, you can't just pick it up. You have to push the little button to release the lid. Now we can open it. Oh yeah, baby. The Gateway P-Series. Oh, Core 2 Duo inside. Very clicky and very fresh switches. But look at the size of this trackpad. Can you even see it? Look at this little tiny duder. So my first task will just be to see if I see any kind of charging indicator or anything like that. Up front, oh, immediately. Can you see that right there? We've got both a charging LED and a power LED. Oh, it's on! Oh, it works, boy! Yes!
Yeah, so now that we know it works, how much did you spend?
So this laptop was probably, well, I was gonna say like 800 bucks. It actually might have been close to $1,000 with like a Core 2 Duo and everything. So let's just say somewhere with $800 to $1,000. And what's inflation been over the last 17 years? Probably like 80% or something, right? High, of course.
It is worth roughly $1,200 today.
That's a lot of inflation. What if I told you that I spent less than $1,200 on this laptop?
Okay.
I spent $500 on this laptop.
500?
500.
That's still too much.
So we've got ourselves the Core 2 Duo T5450 at 1.6 gigahertz, 2 gigs of RAM, and it does have integrated what did they integrate back then? They were on the chipset, the Intel 965 Express. Look at the amazing stuff that's loaded up here. Do I want to try Napster free for 1 month? Oh my God, that's so good. Now here's the thing I really want to know about, computer details. What's my Windows experience score? 3.4! Wait, so where am I at? Why am I 3.4? My processor's a 4.7, your memory's a 4.5, my graphics is the weak point, 3.4, my gaming graphics is 3.5, and my primary hard disk is 5.3. So basically, this would just be the lowest score across the board. So because I don't have any kind of actual real GPU, it makes sense. So now that we know that my Windows Vista laptop is at least somewhat functional in 2025, I want to spend some time with it and see what is it actually like to live with. A lot of thoughts, most of which are, it doesn't do a whole lot in 2025. So the vast majority of apps that are out there are not only not supported, they're either broken or you can't even find the downloads. So let's do this. I'm going to collect a selection of PC parts that should hopefully still be very much compatible with Vista. I'm gonna try my best to track down software, games, and whatnot to actually work. I know there are a couple of third-party tools that will actually help some newer apps run on older operating systems such as Vista. So wish me luck. All right, so let's start out by prepping our parts. So I'm actually using a motherboard from a system that we built. Actually, no, we bought this one from Goodwill, right? We got this from Goodwill?
Yeah.
Behold, my friends, a 15-year-old CPU getting its first gasp of air since Windows Vista was still relevant. That is roughly the consistency of, wait,
It's like chalk.
that's actually not that bad. Wait,
Ooh.
I mean, it's definitely not good, right? And half the thermal paste has come off. It actually is very slightly still damp. Well, someone clearly had good taste in their thermal paste.
Oh, don't eat it.
All right, yes, so we do have our Core i7-950 here. So we're gonna apply some fresh thermal paste. We've got some triple channel memory here because this is the first generation, the 950. So let's put this thing together. We also, I should have probably mentioned, we also have a period correct case. So this is an old Cooler Master case, which should do the trick pretty well. We also have some, okay, look, I cheated a little bit with the graphics card. So this is the GTX 680. So this came out in 2012. So it was definitely a little bit past Vista's time, but importantly, Vista was still technically still supported in 2012, and NVIDIA did make Vista drivers for this card. So it's gonna be a little overkill, but let's be honest. I do think you needed a high-end NVIDIA card from years after Vista came out to fully appreciate what Windows Aero had to offer. And I guess I'll play some games and stuff too.
Hey, we got a thing.
You got a thing?
We got a thing.
Initializing BIOS. There we go. That's the BIOS that I remember from 2009, 10. Let's see if I can boot from my Vista installer. Yep. No. Yes. Maybe.
Come on, come on.
Hey, let's go! Vista, activate! So the process here is going to be essentially installing a vanilla copy of Windows Vista to start. Then we're gonna patch it with our extended kernel to give us the true modern Windows Vista experience that we have been thirstily craving. Boy, I just need myself some Vista right now. Welcome back, my friends. We have had quite the journey in getting to a point in which Vista is vaguely functional. Alex, I think a thank you is in order for doing the hard work and getting extended kernel installed, spending hours in the Windows Vista registry editor, but it's all functional and all good now, right?
Mostly. For something like this, fully functional is just kind of a pipe dream.
That's a frame of mind, not a real actual.
We got good enough. We got good enough.
So, first thing to know is that installing Windows Vista extended kernel was significantly more difficult, and importantly, the tutorials we found didn't actually fully explain the process in a way that actually was functional. On top of that, just finding drivers is surprisingly difficult. So for something like NVIDIA does a great job. You can go on the NVIDIA site, you can go back through and get a driver for every operating system and every graphics card they pretty much ever brought out. So that part is fairly easy. But for stuff like Ethernet driver, for chipset drivers, for various, like some USB stuff, you actually need to find those. And for certain companies, like maybe EVGA who don't make motherboards anymore, it is really hard to find the correct stuff. So the final thing we did was, after getting extended kernel to get some of our drivers up and running, like our Ethernet, it is actually online, although Vista Online is not a good idea, but whatever, we're online. We have a couple games installed, courtesy of GOG, side loading the actual DRM-free versions onto here. And we have stuff like the NVIDIA drivers, which actually was by far the easiest bit. Okay, is that enough preamble? Can we actually show what the computer does now?
Yeah, let's do it. Woo! Give it the full beans.
Okay, so first step, let's rerun our Windows Experience Score, because I know that once you change any hardware, that changes. So right now it's showing 5.9s, but it's not showing for the graphics because we've done that. So let's do it. Okay, it's done, and the score is 1.0.
What?
What? Wait, refresh.
What? Did extended kernel break that function?
It
That would be
broke it.
hilarious.
Dude, it also broke Windows Aero. Because the graphics score is defaulted to 1, which is the lowest, we can't turn on Windows Aero anymore. Damn it! Where's my translucency, Windows Vista? Yeah, okay, so we've broken some things. Fun fact, when you dive into the registry editor, things break. Regardless, that's not important. You know what actually works? Supremium, which is a Chromium-based browser, which does somewhat function on Vista. Now, this is based on a really old version of Chrome, or Chromium, right?
Yeah, it's just a fork, but it is designed specifically to run on like Windows 7 and 8 and.
Well, as you can see, it is a HTML5 browser, which does actually function. It's a little slow, but I mean, this is also like an older computer. I would just say I wouldn't trust any of this when it comes to being online, if I'm honest with you. Vista has not been updated for a very long time, and even though this browser is somewhat more modern, certainly better than trying to run something like Internet Explorer 7, which won't work. The security is a nightmare. We have, however, been successful in the most important part of this entire endeavor. We have Windows Vista era games on our Windows Vista PC. Let's play Fallout 3 on Windows Vista the way that Bethesda intended. Look at this beautiful environment. Let's be honest, Fallout 3 maybe not the world's greatest looking game, but it's functioning and it's here. And we're running it natively inside of Windows Vista. No, get him. There we go. I got him. The problem is that as much as I have nostalgia for Vista, everything you can do in Windows Vista, you can do on Windows 10 or Windows 11, right? And if you can't do it out the box, there's definitely going to be a workaround, which is going to be very straightforward, or at least much more straightforward than the nonsense we had to deal with this system. And I don't even want to begin to think about if we tried to do any of this stuff to the Windows Vista laptop. It's kind of sad in some ways because even though you can make an argument that Windows 7 and Windows 10 are just straight up better than Vista in every way, and I don't really necessarily disagree with that, but there's also something to be said for keeping the dream alive. Not necessarily because you want to use Vista all the time, but like, it's sad to think that this was used by double-digit percentages of PC users, and it is almost unusable now. We are really losing this kind of stuff to time, which is sad. So I'm glad that we have a quasi-functional Windows Vista desktop here. I'm very happy that we have our Windows Vista laptop, which I'm going to keep pristine and untouched, because if that thing ever gets reformatted or broken, I will not be able to get it back to where it was. But a little lesson for you, my friends. If you got yourself a Windows 10 PC, it might be annoying that's calling you, hey, update to Windows 11, your PC's old or whatever. Hey, guess what? Maybe just put that in the closet. And in the future, when you pull it back out, you'll really thank yourself for having an up-to-date copy of Steam and drivers and all kind of stuff on it, so that you don't have to be like your buddies over here on the Austin Evans channel, wasting lots of psychic damage on our brains to try to make something work that doesn't want to work anymore.